Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how I got my first IT job. Now, I did not have any hands-on experience. I did not have any degrees, and I only had certifications. I only had my Network Plus, my CompTIA A Plus, and my Linux Plus certifications. But those certifications was not what necessarily got me the job. Now, for the interview questions, the questions that they asked, I did answer them on point. And I will say from the studies of the A Plus and the Network Plus, that's what really helped me get past that and having the knowledge to get past those questions, those actual technical information technology questions that they asked, right? But that was not what got me the job. And like I said, I did not have a degree. I was like a couple months into my college courses and I did not have any hands-on. I was brand new to IT. I do not mess around with computers or whatever the case may be. But what they did see in me was my personality, and I was dedicated and disciplined. Now I'm telling you this and I'm not guessing that's what they saw. I'm telling you exactly what they told me, right? When they gave me the job. I got called from the recruiter. They went over my resume, and on my resume, I did structure it perfectly. I try to be as honest as possible, letting them know I don't have any experience or anything, but I'm also adding in the things that I'm working on, projects and courses that I worked on in school, and things of that nature, right? So I added all those things in, but when they looked at my resume and the recruiter called me, off rip, she was like, hey, you are green. We can tell you're green, but we're willing to go through the interview with you. So when she did call and she told me that she went through the first little interview with me, I guess the director of the department for IT gave her some questions to do that initial screening with. And then she also sent me, I think it was about 3 questions, and I went over them. And because of how I answered them and everything, I was able to move on to the next step of the interview, which was a mock interview. And when I went through the mock interview, that's when they got even more technical with the questions, asking me a whole lot of technical questions. And from there, I was able to move on. Now, I remember doing the interview and like 10 minutes in, I was killing the questions. And the guy was like, hey, how much years of experience you have? I just did an interview with like 2 or 3 people that said they have 10 years experience or whatever. And we were stuck on some of these questions. They was very pleased to see that, hey, this is a brand new guy, brand new to IT, brand new to this field, but he's taking his work seriously and he actually know his stuff and could remember his stuff. I went through the interview, I did real good, and they kept on telling me about my personality. They kept on telling me about my personality and telling me about my discipline, my dedication. They looked at my resume. Yes, I wasn't finished with college, but they can see that I'm in college, and at the time I still had a 4.0 GPA. Right now I still do, but at that time I also had a 4.0 GPA, and they saw that I was working on these different certifications. Yes, I didn't have hands-on, but I did have a home lab that I had Active Directory on and stuff like that where I could mess around with. It was just showing them that, hey, I can be dedicated to my job, and if they give me a chance, I definitely will make sure that I do my job and do what I'm supposed to do. When we went through the interview, and this is where they told me like straight up, they was like, hey, listen, we have other people with way more experience than you. But some of them, they was pricing themselves out. They didn't want the amount that they was getting paid. I guess they felt like they should get paid more, even if this job is paying real good, I'm being honest. But they was pricing themselves out, and they didn't have the same personality, the outgoing personality, the hardworking personality that I had. Off rip, they was like, hey, yes, there is people with better and more skills than you and more experience than you, but your personality is on point. And my current boss, one of the things that he did say is, hey, personality, hard work, dedication, discipline, you can't really teach, but a lot of the information technology skills that we need you guys to know can be taught. And this is another thing. A lot of people back in the days, they had it hard getting into cybersecurity, getting into a lot of these fields. It seemed like they kind of gatekeeping the knowledge, right? They will make you feel, yes, they are telling you you could do hands-on. Yes, they're telling you you don't need a degree, but they themselves not trying to teach you or help you find a way to start or whatever the case may be, because it was hard for me, it was hard for us, so it needs to be hard for you, right? But with my boss, he was just like, hey, do you have a drive? That drive, with that type of drive, you can learn anything you put your mind to. He was okay with just knowing that, hey, this guy is a hardworking guy. And like I said, I was already in school. I had the certifications and all these things. But those things really are just there to show the companies like, hey, this guy is a dedicated person. If he set his mind to something, he can do it. He's dedicating his time and the days. Instead of going out partying and doing this, he's studying, he's getting these things done, and he's interested. He's interested to get the knowledge that he need to succeed in this field. Basically, straight up, my supervisor and my boss, my manager, my supervisor, they both was like, hey, we gonna be honest. The recruiting lady, she was like, you green? Dave was like, you green? But once I answered the questions and stuff, and it was like, man, he green, but he know, we asking him these questions and he know. And I'm on video with them. They're seeing me answer the questions. I'm not looking up nothing. I don't know what questions they're gonna ask me, but I was able to answer the questions and get through the technical stuff, brand new, fresh into this field. And they was very impressed to see that I didn't have close to half of the experience as some of the candidates they had, but it seemed like I was way more dedicated and disciplined in knowing and learning what I need to learn. Off rip, they was like, hey, yes, there are people with more experience than you, all these things, but the reason we really give you the job is not because of your skills or your experience or even the schooling, because you don't have no degree or whatever. It's because of your personality and you want to learn. It'll be easy. Now I am one of the top guys, the top field guys in the department, and I am one of the guys that everyone comes to when they have certain questions. And I went from zero to where I'm at right now, just from staying dedicated and disciplined. Man, that's just my journey on how I got there. Everyone else's journey is going to be different. Some people, there are people I know that they probably just liked computers, never went to school, never did nothing, probably wasn't even researching certain stuff. They just liked messing around with computers. And one day someone was like, hey, why don't you do IT? Or why don't you be a network engineer? Or why don't you do cybersecurity? And then they're like, they pay good. And you're like, I'll try it. And they just got into the field that way. Comment below, tell me your story, how you got there, how you was able to get your first IT job, your network job, cybersecurity job. Just comment below, let us know. Thank you guys for watching this video, and see y'all in the next one.